You're listening to Jamie's Local Love, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast.
Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Jaime Cerreta. On this podcast, we celebrate everything local. We really appreciate our local business owners who are working so hard to make their unique mark on the Valley and our state of Arizona. This young lady does just that. I want to introduce you to Erin Dragoo of Lunch Money in Chandler. She says her boutique is the quirkiest little shop in Chandler. I saw that tagline and I had to see you right away. And your shop is so much fun, Erin.
Thank you. It's a happy place for sure.
Tell me about Lunch Money because it's pretty new still. And where exactly are you located?
So, yes, I'm just a little over a year old. I am located on Gilbert Road between Queen Creek and Germain. There's a little street called Insight Way, but I feel like if I just say that, no one will know. I got to give you more deets.
Okay. So are you next to anything?
I'm next to Ecstasy.
Oh.
I'm next to Backyard Taco. I'm in that same kind of parking lot.
Okay, so a delicious place to be.
Yes.
And then come find some gifts with you.
Yes.
I want to talk about your background because you're from Tucson.
I am.
I love the name Lunch Money. How did that get that name?
So Lunch Money comes from when I was in high school. When I first got my car, and my mom, she'd give me $20 at the beginning of the week to last until Friday for lunch, obviously.
Yeah.
And then instead of buying lunch with that money, I would just kind of skip lunch and take it to the mall after school.
Yeah.
And buy all kinds of stupid things with it. So my store is everything I would spend my lunch money on.
All the fun things.
All
Not
the
stupid
fun
things. All the fun things.
They're fun. I mean, they're fun. They may be stupid to everybody else, but like to you, when you go in, like they're fun. They're for you.
They are. And well, your shop is very fun to walk into. Because it's an explosion of pink and disco balls, and we're a podcast, so people may be listening, but they might be watching. You've got disco balls hanging from your ears right now. You're in pink. So really, it's very much an extension of you and your personality.
It is,
and your energy and enthusiasm. But it took you a while to find this purpose. Talk to me about the different careers that you, career paths you took, because from Tucson, you came up to ASU. They must have booed you. Did they boo you down there?
I did get booed in a couple classes, yeah.
Why did you want to come up to ASU? You made the right decision. You know, as a fellow Sun Devil, I'm very proud of that move, but it is daring in Wildcat country.
Yes, it is. So I actually followed a boy here.
Truth comes out.
I know.
Truth comes out on the podcast.
Didn't work out.
Okay.
And I just stayed here because what's the point? You know, I've already kind of made myself here. So I actually came up here to do hair.
Not go to ASU.
Not go to ASU. And then it was like I was in this giant salon with a bunch of girls, and my favorite thing about that was marketing myself.
Oh.
And so I was
social
like,
media or how?
Like social media. I would make little flyers and things like that. And I was like, I could go into like PR or something like that. So then I dropped beauty school dropout, Grease, right?
Beauty school dropout.
Go back to high school. And then I started going to ASU at Walter Cronkite and graduated from there in 2019.
Well done,
hey,
you.
Hey,
Go
hey,
Devils, Cronkite grads.
Yes. And then I started doing like social media and web design because that was kind of my favorite thing. I tried to do I started my brand Hashtags of Happiness.
Oh.
And I would do social media and websites for little baby businesses, and I thought it was fun. And then I just wasn't feeling fulfilled, and I started working at my mother-in-law's little boutique on Riggs and McQueen, Judy Wear Boutique.
Hello to Judy.
Hello, Judy, if you're listening. And so I worked with her, and I sold jewelry in her store.
Were you making that jewelry or curating?
No, I just curated it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I got pretty good at it, and I started making a little bit of money there, and having a great time, and I saw how happy it made Judy to have this store and how happy it made her customers. And so I was like, I think I should have a store. So the idea came to me in like July of 2021, and then I opened in February of 2022.
So it didn't take a lot of time for you to act.
No, I was ready.
Idea.
I was ready.
So what did that mean? I mean, to make that kind of decision, and then all of a sudden, did you find the space? Did you have some seed money for this? Talk to me about those steps that you had to take to make the jump. Because on this podcast, I want to talk about the jump.
Yes.
To pursuing your dream full time. So what did that look like?
So I had the money from Judy wear.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Judy. And I found a realtor, and I said, hey, here's this kind of space that I'm looking for.
And what were you looking for?
I was very picky.
Okay.
I will say.
What'd you
Sorry,
want?
Justin.
Had to be next to Ecstasy. No.
Yes, had to be next to a sushi restaurant.
Oh, yes.
I said it had to be within 5 miles of my house.
Okay.
Because I'm always late.
You were on time today.
Yes, I was. Thank you for noticing.
Yes.
It had to be like a very clean shopping center, I said, because, there's older shopping centers and Lunch Money doesn't fit. It's more upscale, I guess. And I wanted it to be a small space. Those are my 3. So he kind of had some trouble, and the first one he found was next to a taco place, and it kind of smelled like tacos, which is great, but not for a gift store.
Lunch Money.
So it took a little while, but when we found it, I knew.
Really?
You just know when you walk in, you know.
So was it an empty space?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was a paint studio.
Oh, it was a
before,
paint studio.
but they weren't in there when we got there.
So you walked in,
and you thought, I just knew. You just know that's what happens. Well, I don't know how to describe it, but when you find your space, you're like, okay, this is it, and I'll do anything to have it. I signed a lease with the landlord, and since I had no previous lease experience, didn't get the best deal. But you suck it up when you really want your space. You do what you can. So
then you had to. Did you have to build out?
A little bit. I just wanted a different floor. And I wanted a different paint color. And I remember specifically, they called me about the paint color I chose. Alexandrite, Sherwin-Williams.
Okay.
And they called and they were like, are you sure this is the paint that you want in here?
Describe the color.
It's like a very bright green.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Yeah. You don't really see it when you're in there because there's so much covering it. But I was
around.
like, I'm absolutely positive. Just do it.
Make the paint.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. And then I
filled it. You filled that store.
Filled
this is not one of those stores where you walk in and there are 5 things on the rack and very minimalistic. Oh no, this place is an explosion of fun, party, bachelorette, birthday, and you have certain sections for those 2 occasions as well. So you make it easy for us in that. But how did you curate all these items? Where did you go right away? You secured your space.
Yes.
You had your seed money from the jewelry you were selling. And now what? You had to fill that shop.
I did. And actually it was kind of a crunch getting there because they were building it out through December. And so we only had January to just bring everything in there. And so I took all the measurements of the store and I drew it out on a piece of paper, and I would order the tables online and kind of draw how big the table would be. And so I have this piece of paper where I planned out Lunch Money on a note, like a little notebook of what it should look like.
What did they say? The best ideas happen on bar napkins?
Yes, right? Yeah, so it was just a little lined piece of paper, but it is pretty similar to the drawing I did. So I ordered all these tables. We had to put them together because I ordered them from Wayfair and Amazon. And
so all of a sudden you're a builder.
Yes. And those tiny little tools they give you to build those things. Oh, shout out to my stepdad who helps me do that. So I ordered all the tables and kind of had an idea for what each table should be. And then I would just kind of this was kind of around COVID time, I would say. So if I were to go to a market, we'd all be wearing masks. It would be hot. That's not my thing. So I did all online.
So you did go online?
I did go online.
At first?
Yeah.
Before you even opened your doors?
Yes.
So you're preparing the shop and then selling the merch online?
So I guess I wasn't selling it online, but I went online to purchase it.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you're still filling? Okay.
Still filling
in the store.
So my house was full of things that I was going to sell in my store, and it gave me a great opportunity to put it all together and say, look at this. This looks good together. Like, this is looking like a store in my own house, and I think that was a good sign.
And then when did you open the doors?
That would be, February 1st, a month later.
Of 2022.
2022.
So a year and some change old.
Yeah. Yeah.
How has it been going?
It's really fun. That's what I tell people. I'm like, you know what? Even if we don't succeed, we're having a great time. And I just think that's what it's all about. When you have a little business, like, you're living your dream, you're having fun. And I'm meeting the coolest people. And it's great having a small business because you make connections with people, and I love seeing all those people come in. So it's been great.
The connections are important, but they don't pay the bills.
That's true.
So what are you doing to make sure the business succeeds?
Well, luckily my husband is a financial advisor.
Oh, look. Oh, good. So he can help.
So he is constantly on me about, okay, so if you do this and this and this and sell this much this month, then you should be okay to make your rent.
Oh.
So
he sets goals for you.
He sets
so you
little baby goals. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
It's
a great
nice.
nudge.
Yes.
Anything that we can steal from that knowledge?
Actually, okay,
Let's
so
steal from
one
the
thing.
financial advice
Yes, so
knowledge.
business owners I have learned, retail people, I hope you're listening.
Yes.
You have to buy things to sell things.
Okay, yes.
So I had last month actually, where I said, you know what? These months are really slow. I don't know that I can afford to buy anything, so I'm just going to have a no-spend month.
Okay.
Horrible idea. It was terrible. Because, your regulars come in and they see the same things they saw last time, so they don't buy anything. And it was the worst. It was the worst month ever. So I've learned that in order to make money, you have to spend money.
Right.
That's what
Keep
I've learned.
fresh
Yes.
out there. Especially in 1 year, you have regulars.
Yes, which
Right?
is so cool. Yeah.
So you've been shouting out some of your friends and people have helped you. I have to shout out a couple people who brought you to me. Mary Beth, my sorority sister. She said, Jamie, and we had our girls group. We all got together, went to a ball game for one of our girlfriends' birthdays, and it's spring training. We just try to get together occasionally. And she had brought a cute gift and then the little birthday hat for our girlfriend to wear.
Gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, so she said, Jamie, you got to come see this lunch money. You're going to love Erin, she said. And she was right about that. My sorority sisters know me. And then Bobby Jo Kelly, she gets a lot of shout-outs around here. This lady, she came up with the building. She's been here 25 years. She
my
runs the
gosh.
assignment desk for Good Morning Arizona. So if you see Bobby Jo, you have to give her a big hug too, because she comes into your shop and she told me about it too. So it's all about word of mouth. You talk about connections. Word of mouth can make you money and bring you opportunities and experiences and new customers.
Yeah.
And one thing that you, I think, have gotten the niche of is the gift giving corner in that little piece of the world where people know they can come in, find a really cute gift, and then you're going to wrap it. To me, that means a ton. I will almost pay as much for the gift as the wrapping, just to make it look good, because I'm not good at it. Even when I try, it still ends up getting knocked over in the car and kind of the tissue paper's messed up and whatnot.
Yeah.
So how did you learn how to do the gift wrapping? Because you have to do that yourself there.
Yeah.
You have to make that look good.
Yes. I'm not sure she's listening, but shout out to Martha Stewart.
Oh, hello, Martha. I'm sure she'll be listening to my third ever podcast.
Yeah, I think she will be, right?
Yes,
I mean,
I'm
I don't
sure.
know if she has any attachment to Arizona, but Martha, if you're listening,
Yeah. We say hi.
We both say hello
Yes.
and tell Snoop we said hi. And well, I just watched a lot of YouTube channels and. It was before lunch money. I want to wrap a good gift.
Yeah.
I've always been a gift giver. So
Okay.
during Christmas, I'd watch her videos and so yes, I learned from Martha.
Okay. And you also found really cute wrapping paper.
I did. Yes.
Jaguar, cheetah.
I want that to be the lunch money special. Like, you know how when you go to Tiffany, you know it's Tiffany
Blue.
because it's that robin egg blue or whatever, Tiffany blue.
Yeah,
they have their
Tiffany
own
blue,
blue.
Tiffany blue.
I want that to be like lunch money. So like you get the hot pink wrapping paper with the cheetahs
Is it
on it.
cheetah?
Cheetahs, yeah. And then they're like, "Oh my God, you went to lunch money."
I can't wait to open it.
I can't wait to open
What's
it.
in it?
I know.
You're an Arizona girl, so you do love local the way I love local.
Yes.
You have some handmade in
I
your
do.
shop. You have some local makers in your shop. Tell me about the local makers who you are working with.
There's so many. I have this whole list on my phone because I have to pay them out every month.
Oh,
and
yes,
I'm like,
of course.
it's just building. I think that one of the cute things I do is like these little kids come in with their parents and they will see like jewelry I'm wearing or something and they'll say, "Hey, I make bracelets like that." And I say, "Well, why don't you sell them in here?" So I have I think I have 4 little girls that make phone charms and bracelets and keychains, and they sell in there. And I always try and teach them about business when they come in. I say, listen, you need to tell a story.
Yeah.
So I have them write out a little postcard for me about what they're doing, why they're doing it, are they saving for something, how old they are. And I think that's really cute.
Yeah, I bet that goes over very well.
Yes, they do pretty well.
And plus, little bracelets look really cute on top of a gift wrap.
Oh, they do.
The present.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
And the keychains too. And then we have a girl who she's a new one, and she makes stickers. Her name's Amanda. Summer Child is her brand name, so I call her Summer Child.
Of course,
that sounds like a name.
Call you lunch money. Hey,
yeah,
lunch
exactly. I'm cool with that. So Summer Child
Yes.
makes our stickers, and she makes these really cool glass cups that are very popular. They're like beer can shaped, but they have a lid on the top and a glass straw. She makes some of those. She makes really cool clay earrings, and I'm clay earring obsessed.
They're light.
They're light.
Well, that's what I love about the clay earring.
And bright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
the local.
yes, and then we probably have like 10 or 12 others in there. We have Freezy Crunch, who makes freeze-dried
let's
candy.
talk about this. Can we tear this open?
Yeah, please.
So
I haven't tried these yet.
You brought some things with you. So for folks who are watching, you can see what bright colors she has here. For folks who are listening, we'll try to describe some things. But Freezy Crunch. So this is freeze-dried candy.
Yes.
What is it?
People in the store often ask, like, are these for the bathtub? Because they look like bath bombs. They're so fluffy and big, and I'll bet we could hear the crunch on camera. So what are we eating? Airheads? These are freeze-dried Airheads. ASMR.
Is it too much? Tommy, too loud? Crunch, crunch? Tommy says it's fine.
No, the girl who makes these makes videos just like that.
Oh, really?
No music, no nothing. She just says, oh, look how good this is.
Try? It's good, though.
And then if you're doing a true ASMR video, you do the wrapper.
Oh, yeah. And then what do people do? They, like, tap on the mic.
Can they hear that?
Okay. We'll stop.
I know my mouth's watering now.
For now. But you have a lot of fun things. What is this, a skirt?
Yeah, so I went down my website and I looked at everything I said I sold.
Yes.
I grabbed one of everything. Okay. So
Pillows.
This is a skirt.
Skirt.
I will say these,
what is
for anybody watching. I will do my best to describe it to people listening. It is a stretchy, beaded, with like colorful happy faces. Looks like a bracelet, and on the end there's a disco ball. And it goes around your rear view mirror.
Yes.
So you always it's always a party in your car.
It's a happy place.
So our car things are very popular.
Really?
Particularly ones about being a bad driver.
Oh my gosh, these are hilarious.
Like this bumper sticker that says normalize hitting the curb. And
we're going to take a couple of these for our news units.
Yeah. I mean, I hit the curb all the time, you know.
It jumps out at you.
It comes out of nowhere. We have My Driving Scares Me Too.
Oh, yes.
Air freshener. And it smells like lavender, so it's kind of calming for the passenger.
As they're also freaking out.
As they're white-knuckling the side of the car.
Very scared. They're like, I should have driven.
They're like, I should have read the air freshener.
I should have. You had one more.
Oh yeah, my keychain that says, I can't even parallel park.
I mean, does anybody anymore? The
cars do it. I know. There's no need to learn.
I went when I got my driver's license. I went to the other city. I think I grew up in Phoenix, but went to Scottsdale schools. I went to the Scottsdale DMV where you didn't have to parallel park. You did the 3-point.
Oh,
did
I think
the 3-point
in
Scottsdale, and in Phoenix you had to parallel. So I went and did the 3-point.
You're so smart.
See, but now I just have a small car, so I don't really. You just zoom in. Small.
You just hit the button and it does it.
No, I don't have a new car, so
I don't think I do either. Actually,
we have to do it on our own. So you're having fun.
I'm having a great time. Yes, it's so much fun.
And you said it was watching people get connected to these products in Judy's place.
Yes,
connecting
it's so cool.
That made you just feel alive. And then in Lunch Money, you're there every day.
Yep.
You have Sabrina who helps you there.
Yes, shout out.
Shout out to Sabrina. So it's the two of you.
It's the two of us.
And you know you're going to see someone you know, which that's why I love local, and I love local love is, you know, those mom and pop shops where I might just need to see Erin today. I'll buy a bumper sticker, yeah. But I'm just having a weird day, and I might just need a hug in Chandler. You know what I mean? Those are the kind of things that, on doing what I do, we run around in live trucks a lot, and my photographer and we find these little pit stops around the valley where we know people will be there and people that we like.
Yeah.
And we just want to say hi and they brighten our day. So I think
So
that's what you'll
cool.
probably do for folks.
I hope
out
so.
there, lunch money, and then they'll maybe end up leaving with some disco ball earrings or whatnot.
Right? It's so cool. I hope so.
So I'm finishing up my podcast with asking the questions about what are you loving about Phoenix or the Valley right now? Is there a place in Chandler that you're loving that we should check out? Is there like a thing that you're doing? It's hot as daisies out there. Is there something that you're doing? What are you loving in the Valley right now?
I haven't been there yet, but have you heard about the new indoor golf course?
Oh, no, I
in
have not.
Scottsdale?
Oh, is that at the Quarter?
I think it might be. I've been wanting to go do that.
Top something.
Yeah.
A lot
I've
of
been
folks are
wanting
talking
to do
about
that.
it. And I think it's...
I think I saw a reel about it on Instagram. It looks really cool. So I'm not doing that necessarily, but that's something I definitely
It's on
am
your radar.
looking into.
on the radar.
Gosh, you had to ask me this question. I'm such a homebody. I'm usually
There's
at
nothing wrong
home
with it. Well, you've
or
talked
at
to
work.
people all day long.
Right. However,
Yes.
if you guys ever want to go to the float spa right next to me, I hear wonderful things. I know it sounds really strange,
Yeah.
but they fill these giant tanks with water that's the same temperature as your body. And then they put a bunch of like Epsom salt, I think, in there. So literally you go in there and just float.
Float.
And it doesn't feel, I don't think, like you're in water. I think it just feels like nothing. I can't describe. So you're in there for a whole hour. I can't
An hour?
Yes, a whole hour. It sounds very intriguing. And I see people come from next door. And I always turn the music down when they do because I'm like, oh, you're all zenned out right now,
I don't
huh?
want
Yeah, I'm like, okay, let me
get
put
you
on,
with my 90s
put on
rap.
some Enya, right? Who can
Oh, my
say?
gosh.
But they love it. They have memberships. They go like once a week for a whole hour floating in there. So I'm just like, what's the hype? I need to go in there.
Okay, so you have an assignment. You gave it to yourself. You're
I
going to
know.
float,
I need to float.
and then you're going to play a little indoor golf.
I'll probably golf first.
Yeah, why not?
I think I'd be a terrible shot.
Erin, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for
Congratulations
having
on
me.
your
Thank
business.
you.
It's so much fun. If you're in Chandler, you got to go visit Lunch Money. Tell them again where to find you.
Yes, Lunch Money on Gilbert Road between Queen Creek and Germain on Insight Way next to Ecstasy.
Thanks for listening to Jamie's Local Love, the podcast. I'm your host, Jaime Cerreta. Our technician is Tom Heidinger. Our editors are Lorraine Shearing and Gina Coy.
Jamie's Local Love, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast.